Hello and welcome to our first pronunciation session. My name is Olivia Parsonage and I'm from Manchester in the UK. And my background is I'm a speech and language therapist, which means I am technically an expert on all things pronunciation related. To introduce you to the course, first of all, I'll go over what we'll be covering in these sessions. So we're going to cover every single sound of English. So that means we'll start with the consonants first, and we've grouped them into where the sounds are made in your mouth. So we'll start with the front of the mouth first, and then we'll move to the back. After that, we'll cover the vowels. So consonants are the most important for you to be able to be understood, and then the vowels are kind of secondary, but still very important as well. So we'll move on to those afterwards. Each of our sessions will include not just speaking activities, but also listening activities, because to be able to hear the difference between the sounds is the first step to be able to pronounce them correctly. So I'll introduce you to our first sounds, which are B, P, and W. So, like I said, we've grouped these sounds to do with how they're made in the mouth. So, I wonder if you can tell why we've grouped these sounds together. I'll just repeat them again. B, P, and W. Okay, so these sounds come at the beginning of the IPA charts, under a heading called labials, and that means they're made using your lips. B, P, and W. So they all use your lips, but they're made in slightly different ways. So we'll move on to the first two sounds, B and P. So I'll repeat them again. B, B, B. So they're actually made exactly the same way. So your lips move together, and then there's a burst of air. So B and P. So we'll just have a look at the mouth diagram as well, so you can see exactly how they're made. So as I said before, lips together and a burst of air. Now there's only one difference in how both of these sounds are made, and that is to do with your voice box. So P, P, P is made by lips together and open, but your voice box is switched off. So if you feel on your throat, you shouldn't feel any vibrations there. P, P, P. Yeah, and it sounds very breathy. And B, B, B. Yeah, it's made the same way, lips together and burst open, B, B. But your voice box is switched on. So if you feel in your throat, you should be able to feel it vibrating and tickling your fingers. So B, B, B. So this error with the voice box, that's a really common mistake that Vietnamese speakers make. So during the pronunciation sessions, I'll keep referring to this, and you can check if your voice is on or off by feeling your throat. Okay? So I'll just do those one more time. So practice with me at home. B, B, B. So voice on. P, P, P. Voice is off. Okay? So just practice those a few times on their own. All right. So we're ready to move on to our listening activities. So like I said before, it's really important that you can hear the difference between the sounds before you can start to practice making them. So I'm going to read out a list of words, and I want you to listen and hear whether there's a B or a P. Okay, ready? Best, cupboard, pull, cubs. Okay, so I'll read that again. So listen and see if you can hear where there's a B or a P. Best, cups, cupboard, pull, cubs. Okay, and now you can practice repeating those words at home. Now you've figured out where the B and the P's go. Okay, so now you've listened, it's your turn. So throughout the course, when you're learning each sound, it's important to go step by step. So start with saying the sound on its own, and then say it at the beginning of a word, and then you can say that word in a sentence, okay? So you can't jump from saying the sound on its own to saying the sound in a sentence. Go through all the steps when you're practicing, because that's how you learn sounds the best. Okay, are you ready to repeat? Pull, pull, bull, bull, rib, rib, rip, rip. I can pull, I can pull. There's a bull, there's a bull. Okay, so try from the beginning, where the sound is at the beginning of the word. Then we put the sound at the end of the word, and then try saying it in a sentence. So if you think you're struggling with the sound, keep repeating it at the easiest level. So repeat it on its own, and then you can work up. Okay,